What's going on, traders? Yes, you made it to the one, the only live trading with Benzinga. I got Ryan, I got Zunaid, Spencer's out, Jonathan's out, but guess what? You got us three. Let's go ahead. Let's get this party started. What's going on, boys?
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? Happy Friday.
Our chaperone Spencer's out. That means we about to get crazy.
Oh, we're about to get weird in here. We're about to get it loose. We don't have to be worrying about day trading today. We're going in. We're going in, boys. Let's get it. Let's go ahead and get live trading started.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part? It's beatable.
What's going on, guys?
It gets me fired up every time. Every time.
It's the only way, man. The only way. We got to get it started early. You got to have that energy. And I know it's early, but at the end of the day, I've already been up for like 2 hours. Let's get this party started. What are you guys seeing out there? What's on your radar? And what's on your watch list?
Well, so I got pretty much one thing that I'm going to be watching out of the open here that I feel pretty good about. This is BIOL. This is a sub-dollar penny stock that's up 30
Do you have the chart
cents.
up by any chance?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I didn't share my screen.
Got you.
Right,
Let's get
right
these
here.
on.
Let me do that real quick. I'm sorry about that, Mitchie. Here you go. Good morning, Sunday. Good morning, Chris. Ryan looks like he has some indigestion. No, man, I was just pumping iron. I might be a little pale. I'm sorry about that. We're all good to go, though. Don't worry about it. BIOL is the ticker that I'm looking at here. This is a sub-dollar penny stock, medical device company that recently had a good Q2 earnings. They also say that they look to see Q3 revenue significantly above last year's. So I took a look at this chart, and it's obviously having a fairly decent pre-market, so I marked off some of those levels. But then I also looked to the left, and I realized that there's a really, really important level here at 104. So what we need here is we need for this stock to actually take out 104 on volume. There's probably going to be a huge wall of sellers at 104. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for here, right? I'm not in this. I'm not looking to get in this until a break of 104, depending on what happens after the open. So this is going to be my primary watch. I'm actually going to go through the list of movers here and take a look at this and see if there are any other potential day trade setups. One other thing that I'm watching is HD, Home Depot. They're going to report earnings Tuesday before the market opens. I'm expecting a good print. I want to see how Home Depot trades leading up to that print.
I think Jason meant, does the pre-market prep crowd come over here? Not do the pre-market prep come over here, but does it? Let us know, guys. Are you guys coming over from pre-market prep? Are you guys new traders just coming for live trading? Let us know in the chat. All right, I want to go ahead and get into some of that. I hear in the background, Ryan, and I don't mind it. I feel like I have a little bird chirping.
Yeah, you know what? Here,
it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I like it. It's like the morning, when you're out and you just getting your coffee, a little bird.
So there's a couple of things about that. I just want to address it real quick. Number one, I do keep two parakeets, and I move them out of my office because obviously I can't be answering phone calls with birds in the background. But what I will say is one of the benefits of having parakeets is when you have them in a different room and they're chirping, it almost gives you the ambiance like you're in the Dominican or something like that. So I will try sometimes to use that to transport my mind to like vacation calmness mode, like Dominican on the beach.
We're there, my friend.
So
I can't be mad at that.
It is what it is.
Zunaid, what's going on, man? My YOLO trader of the year. What's up, man?
What's going on, man? I'm looking at a few stocks. I'm looking at mRNA. Of course, we've got that third dose, FDA approval, and all that good stuff. 400 is going to be a key level. So that's what I'm looking at. If it bounces around the 401.50 area, I'm getting in. Stop loss will be about 398-ish. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm also looking at UPST. They got some nice upgrades. Missed that one yesterday. Don't want to miss it today. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm also looking at Disney. Had pretty good earnings there, so I'm looking to kind of continue that. It's up about 4% at the moment. I think that 190 level is going to be tough to break, but again, I'm going to look for a break of 190, look for that retest. I'm going to go ahead and get in with about $1 stop loss, and then look for continuation to about 195 or so. So those are the 3 stocks I'm looking at. Apple actually, we had some nice gains on it yesterday. When we had mentioned it to get it right off the WeWap, it went like $1.50 above and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
it's at 149. It's at 149. Does it break 150 today? If the market's acting nicely and behaving, we might see that break. But that's another one that I'm taking a look at. It looks like the lows are 148.50. If it tests that, I will go ahead and get some lottos of 149.
Hey, you gotta go ahead and get that namaste for my people out there. Stay irie if you like that reggae. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look here at Tesla also. Tesla, remember we were talking about this yesterday when it was breaking down. I was even looking at it in a bear sense for the day trade. And man, did we recover that 700. When we recovered that 700, there was a big buyer that stepped up there. And you can see it by the buying pressure on that wick there. Yeah. So this is the candle that I'm pointing out right here. Look at the volume that came in also there. I think someone stepped up there. That was 182,000 shares. That's what you call that? That's called a smart bidder. That guy was attacking that 700, said, come down to me, baby, come down. And look how when we came back up, we came to test it, the VWAP, the third test of the resistance. And then I was even calling it. I said, you could test if you break above that, 710 is the next level up. Look how we came up right near that level. And then we tried that level just a little bit later above it, slightly below it. And like he says, like Zunaid just says, then you get above it, that retest really starts clearing. And then now you're really starting to see Tesla start pushing. It's going to be an interesting stock. One of the things is it was having this look like it wanted to break down 700. Now holding that 9 EMA. I think our next stop is 750 on this stock. So I'm going to be watching to save today to see if we can get that rip up towards 730s. And if we get through 730s, I want a big volume day so that we can really start pushing up, getting up there towards 750.
Couple of things real quick. So Ivan in the chat here, Apple break 150 miracle. Look at the book and the walls there. He's exactly right. 150 has proven to be really, really tough resistance for this stock. We've actually tried to break this 2 times recently. It looks like it's on deck for another test here today. If you recall, we talked about it yesterday. I'm actually still holding some Apple calls from their earnings print position that I played running into that. I'd love to see this break 150. If we do break this to the upside, I'd actually consider closing out some of this position because they're going to the expiry date is next Friday, week from today. So those would be in the money then, and I'd be doing pretty well there. So I'm absolutely watching Apple 150 always. Yeah. One more thing, Zunaid, you had mentioned Upstart. I don't know how many people actually play into this or actually follow this, but be advised that Kramer showed this some love last night, so there you could be due for a reversal today.
I like how you already know that it's the other side of the trade usually.
Absolutely. I mean, that's just how it goes, right? We're traders. We're trained to recognize patterns. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen today, but just understand that did take place last night. So if you see it happen today, factor that in. And then we had one more thing. Palantir, actually, Happy Mohammed all over this. Kathy Wood loading up on Palantir. So I think, and actually, let me go to the news feed here and see exactly how much that is. We all know that this stock can trade, can go crazy. Kathy Wood loads up on 5.2 million shares of Palantir Technology. So we're going to watch that one here today.
That doesn't make me that happy though, because a lot of times when you get that much amount of volume to come in and push it on up, we're going to get a lot of the times a retrace from those levels. At least I feel I'm going to be watching for an hourly retrace towards the 2350 mark today. If we can get up there towards 2350, I'll take a stab at this. I'm going to look for a retrace day, and then I'll look for a breakout day going into Monday.
Yeah, and going back to that Apple 150, the last time we were on the show when it smacked 150 area, we literally said, hey, you go ahead and get a put. As soon as it gets around 149.50, get a put. Your stop loss would be about 150.50 because that resistance is so tough that it's more likely to kind of come on down than break it. So this time around, what do? It's up to you, right? If you want, you can go ahead and get a put when it's around 149.75, and if it breaks 150, then you can't be stubborn. You got to say, cool, I was wrong. I'm done with the put. Let me go ahead and get into a call. Now, that's something that you got to kind of play out depending on what happens here live. We may kind of call those things out, but I know that was a profitable trade last time we called it out. So, and Mitch, I'm very upset that we did not catch that Tesla 500. That's definitely something that I should have kept an eye on, especially that psychological number of 700. So a little annoyed that I missed that in the watch list for yesterday.
Yeah, it happens.
Did not set
it
an
happens.
alert. I did not set an alert. So I definitely missed that move.
That's a normal battle, right? I mean, an everyday trader is that you set a plan in the pre-market. The question is, can you stick to that plan once the market starts happening, once you see the big moves? And a lot of times you're going to go back and see your watch list and be like, man, that stock did exactly what I wanted it to do. It did it, and I just didn't watch it. So this is why you definitely have to set those alerts to try to help yourself. Set those levels that you need to see break to go ahead and pay attention to a stock versus just paying attention, trying to pay attention to the whole world. You got to use those alerts to try to help you out. We actually got some free alerts on benzinga.com now. So sign up, guys, get your login so that you guys can get those free alerts and get it right to your email. So let's go ahead.
I was going to say, Mitch, that's a really good point. And I know there's a lot of pro subscribers in here. And I'll be honest, guys, if you haven't checked out benzinga.com recently, you should go check it out. The team is absolutely trying to add some new tools there, like Mitch was just saying about alerts. So definitely give that a holler. Check that out and see what you can see if you can use any of that stuff.
Definitely, guys. And for that reason, I mean, come on, smash the like, guys. We're giving you that good feature right there for free. Where you don't even need a service to get those alerts. Just come on to benzinga.com and get that login today. And there's also some great tools. You'll see that tools section in the top right. Check that out, guys. Check it out. All right, let's go ahead. One of the stocks that I'm going to be watching today, you guys know how I've been adding in DraftKings.
Yes, sir.
I've been working my adding game, and that's one of the process that I'm trying to work on right now. I always say you can't get every skill in trading at one time. So I always say that you got to try to work at one skill to master that skill, then move on to the next skill and keep working your skills to up that bar. So the bar that I'm trying to reach right now is learning how to add to winners. So with that being said, I've been attacking the hourly lows on DraftKings to get my ads. Yesterday was the final ad. I'm now at an average of 51.40. That's 3 ads on this one. So I don't do this often, but I was trying to at least attack that hourly low. And now that we got up there towards the resistance, I did sell out some at 53.50 yesterday. Those were the shares that I bought in the morning, just quickly trying to make some profit and secure some profit in this trade. And now I can go ahead and let the trade try to work for me, try to break out to that new level, which for me is going to be up there. First profit is going to be 55.50. And then from that level, I'm going to look for a push up to 57 today. If I could get that push, you guys definitely know I'll probably be taking my profits.
I love it.
Love the plan. You're doing better.
RSI is another one that I'm fully out of. I just want to tell everybody I'm fully out of this one. I've been trading this one since 10.50. Got out yesterday at 14 push. It did have good earnings, so could continue to run today. But I don't take it up to chance once I hit my reward target. My reward target was a 30% gain. Hey, and if I see 30% and the earnings are coming up, I'm not going to take that chance for it to knock back down 15%. I took the gains, and we can move on. Genie had a good partnership again this morning. I'm going to be looking to see if this one can push on up. I do have this one in my kind of swing account, and I'm trying to sell some up at 20 and then hold the rest for actually a year. Ryan, you probably won't hear me say this often, but I'm trying to get the tax advantage on Genie and hold it long term.
There you go. I like it.
All right, we're getting towards the bell here. What do you have?
Real quick, Fubo. They did an offering. Remember, I was in starting to build a position. I am probably no longer going to build that position. I actually want to see this come back. So the single call that I have is going to be down even further today. You'll notice we're pretty much at the lows of Wednesday. So we'll see how this actually reacts today. Just wanted to update all of you until this really kind of shows some more strength and trades back above that 32 level. I'm not going to be adding to my losing position. This trade clearly didn't work. I'll give it, it's a September contract, so I might give it a few more days, but that's about it.
Yep, definitely. Like Danny says, smash that like. We got about 4 minutes to the bell. We need to get to 200 likes for the bell for us to continue past 10 a.m. You guys hit that like, support us as we continue doing this every single day and absolutely free. You guys can hit that share button. Let everybody know we're live trading right now. Join in. It's always better to be a community, and that's exactly what we're here for.
Let's go. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I keep.
Yeah,
I think I already mentioned.
Let's take a look at the overall market here for us. So one of the things that I've been seeing, and we were stuck in an hourly sideways trend for the SPY for a little while. Then yesterday we had this big test. I'm sure this wick was probably just one of those orders off an off exchange, but this is a really good clear now. Now the big thing for me, and I mentioned it this morning, I wanted to see a clear of 445 going up to 448. Because if not, I think we could pull back closer towards 442. Let's take a look here at the Qs. The Qs are interesting because we had a nice pullback day yesterday. I actually like the pattern that it's doing. Look at it on the daily. It's kind of going up, sideways flag, up, sideways flag. Now building off of kind of, you could call this a resistance here, trying to build off of those levels. We don't want it coming back to 365 today. I want this breaking out through 370 on the upside. And then we could see technology take lead in our sectors. And if that happens, I'll definitely be watching some technology stocks to see them start pushing again.
I love it.
All right, let's go ahead and catch up maybe with some tickers from the chat. We got about 3 minutes, so we can go into like a couple here. Wish is being destroyed, guys. I know someone's mentioning it in the chat. Some people were like, "Oh yeah, just buy it this morning." No.
And
be
real
careful
quick
with that game. Be careful.
Real quick lesson here. I get asked all the time, how do we determine, what news means and how do we know if it's going to be good or bad? Well, I have a pro tip for you this morning. All right, Mitch, if you wouldn't mind bringing up my screen here on Wish. All right, let me right here. All right, this sentence right here. If you see anything like this in any stock that you hold, it is time to reevaluate your position. Overall, we expected user retention to improve now that we have more reliable logistics, but instead retention declined. Globally, we saw a 13% reduction in app installs and 15% reduction in average time spent on our platform in Q2. That is all bad, guys. That is all bad. It is no shock that this stock is absolutely pounding the lows. This actually feels scammy a little bit. So again, when you see language like that, I mean, if you're going to try to buy the dip or catch a falling knife, good luck to you. Be very, very careful. I think this thing goes lower.
All right, we'll definitely be watching it at the open here. And for that being said, you can watch some other ones. I'm going to go out on a limb here, guys. I think AMC is going to have a good day today. I have that feeling.
Apes in the house, baby.
Why? Because, I'm going strictly off the chart. I don't even got to worry about it too much. Now, one of the things that I always mention, you'll hear me mention it all the time. I look for 3 tries to break down of support. When I see those 3 tries to break down support, I don't mind a 4th try, but I want to see a quick reversal from that 4th try. And then the stock will have kind of that downward push that it's been trying to be in breaking down, and the reversal happens. And then you just need to lift the volume. So today, we've tried to break down through this 31 level multiple times. I think we're going to get a retrace here to 31 and then a quick spike through 33. Let's go ahead. Let's do this. Let's do this, guys.
Let's do it, guys. Good luck, everyone.
Taking a look and see what's coming in. A couple of apples.
I'm watching my scanner and a chart in Benzinga Pro. I'm just kind of watching Twitter and then just some of the stocks that I always have on watch. So.
All right, guys. So first things first, what I always like to do is try to find what is moving in our sectors, what is starting to get into the green from the open. So for right now, right off the top, financial services leading, consumer defenses right behind it, then real estate. Technology is actually at the bottom there with energy. So we'll see if the Qs can start ripping and getting up there towards the 370. If I see that kind of reaction happen, I definitely will be looking for technology to go from what we call red to green.
Daniel is asking about Airbnb. We took a look at this last night. Airbnb. This one's kind of a head scratcher for me because I would think that with the coronavirus as the backdrop, this Airbnbs would be more desirable for people to take their vacations, especially in the summer. Not a good print last night. Looks a little sluggish here out of the open, but we are off the lows from the pre-market here.
Yeah, not a bad. I mean, I think this is one that's just going to take a little while to build up the price discovery. You know, one of the things is whenever you have those IPOs, it's all about where the price really meets the valuation. If we saw that in coin, I think, you know, you're seeing a massive pullback in coin now. Maybe you get back towards 250, but I know that's how it is with these IPOs. It's very hard to determine the levels.
I want to know.
Looking at Zunaid?
I want to know in the chat, right? I want to know in the chat. We gave you an idea. We gave you the charts. We gave you the levels. Who here played mRNA in the first 2 minutes and you got that $400 bounce that I literally mentioned to you? Gave you a stop loss, gave you all of that. Type 1 in the chat if you went ahead and played that. We're not going to always try to walk your hand and tell you exactly when we get in and when we get out, because that's not going to be beneficial for you. We gave you the levels. We told you exactly why we'd get in. We told you where we'd get in, where we'd get out, all that stuff. Type 1 in the chat if anyone played that mRNA bounce. Somebody, at least one person, tell me you listen, please.
Not a bad bounce there at all.
All right, I got one.
What you got?
Appreciate you, Sean. No, I'm just saying. I got one person.
Someone nailed it.
That's what I'm talking about, right?
Boom,
you get
boom.
in, you get out. You play that bounce, and it's done.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look here. Ryan, you got a scanner up, right?
I do. I have. This is my comment scanner just to kind of run through the filters again here. I'm basically looking for stuff that's liquid, that's turning up with some type of volume surge. That's very, very simple. And this is kind of what I'm looking for. So NAOV back on this scanner. We'll see if it actually takes out yesterday's highs. 323 is going to be your spot here on NAOV. 323. SESN strong out of the gate here. Looks like the pre-market spot or the pre-market high here at about 560 is going to be your spot. Box L, another really strong one, continuing to kind of hold in here. We'll see if it actually breaks down or if it actually holds up here. I think I saw Richard Bronson was selling more Virgin Galactic shares. Did I get that? Let me make sure that I'm Yep. Right. Richard Bronson offloads 10.5 million shares. Looks like the buyers are kind of stepping in here. We're back to yesterday's closing price, but we'll kind of watch that. PLTR down slightly out of the open here too.
All right, guys, I'm watching any right now. BTBT having another good day. Good day for cryptocurrency stocks. This is a stock that mentioned mining 2 days ago. Had a little bit of a push, now pulling back towards those hourly lows, looking really good on the 5-minute chart here. If you see any's looking decent here, went on up there in pre-market to 470s, pulled back there to 430s, now pushing back up there above the VWAP. That's 447 push. Let's see if we get a little VWAP push here, and then it just goes right up there to the 470s.
Wish making a little bit of. I mean, yeah, when that stock is just down 25%, I feel like you just got to let it settle.
Yeah, it's just getting killed.
Just let it settle. Let it figure out what it wants to do. Don't try to be cute. Don't try to be a hero. Don't try to buy the dip unless you believe in it long term.
Well, that's kind of my question, is, man, what's the buy catalyst there? Let's hash it out. What is it? I don't know.
I mean, I haven't gotten into it. I know a lot of the FinTwit world has, and I mean, you know, it's part of the game. So
it's part of wishing upon a star, bro.
Exactly. That's exactly where I was going, Mitch. Thank you. It's trading on opium. It's just
a wish.
It's a wish. You're wishing it was better, but it isn't.
It's okay. I mean, hey, okay, there's some traders that are in here for the one trade. If you're in here for the one trade, by all means, let me know if it goes well, and we can go to the party. Invite me to the party because I'm willing to go.
Invite me to the party.
But if you're here and you want to be consistently here, like Ryan and I and Zunaid want to do, we're not going to go ahead and try to do it on a one trade kind of thing.
Yeah. SESN snapped the 560 level, popped here 6-7 cents. Looks like it's pretty strong. Keep going. I'm not in this. Actually expected a little bit more of a pop than just the 7 cents on this, but it is pretty extended. So keep watching it. Good volume here. Definitely some action here. Cleared out a key level. So no trade yet. Apple looks like it's bouncing a little bit.
interesting consumer defensives starting to lead us now, guys. So I'm going to be watching some of these. For me, I like food distribution here, but it's actually in the red right now. We'll see if it kind of goes green. Farm products, TSN, Dole up.
Tyson, by the way, TSN Tyson had real strong earnings just a few days ago. I can't remember. Was that Monday? Real strong earnings out of Tyson. And then I noticed that Pilgrim's Pride looks like it's getting bid for. Interestingly enough, let me see. Yeah, Tyson's earnings, that was on Monday. They look to continue to. They've been trading real well since their earnings. See, let's check in on Upstart.
Upstart's doing really well. Matter of
Yes,
fact,
sir.
if you go ahead and get an entry on 190.55, take it. Your stop loss will be below VWAP, which is about 189.50. So let's just call it 189. So you're looking at about, what is that, like $1.50 stop loss? Your target will be somewhere around the 195 area. So those are the levels there. Keep an eye on it. Playing that VWAP bounce is what you're going for. mRNA just went right back, bounced off the 395, hit the top of 405 like it did in the first couple of minutes. Let's see what it does here. If you're going to get in, get a smaller share size, have a stop loss of 398, and let's see if we get continuation into the 410 area.
And mRNA, by the way, Zunaid, picked up on my scanner as a reversal here. So good spot there. Good spot there.
Appreciate you. Yeah, let's see what's going on. Tesla's at that 720 level. I gotta see what the options look like, because man, that thing can go crazy, but that can also hurt you. Let's see what options look like on Tesla.
Yeah, it's looking like it's trying to go green to red here.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on the 15-minute, trying to see if maybe we attack that 15-minute low.
Gotcha. Okay.
But if you look at it a little bit even further on the hourly, it does have support at 700. So you just got to be careful with that, because the 15-minute support could not hold and it could come down closer towards that hourly low.
Yeah. I just don't know if we by some miracle saw 700, hey, I mean, that'd be great. I'll go ahead and pick up, I'll pick up a bunch of contracts. I just don't know if we see that, but
SPY still coming down, guys, on the 1 minute.
Robinhood's still pushing highs out of the open too.
Hood, I believe, has earnings next week, if I saw correctly.
AMC trying to pick up. Who was that? Was that Mitch that you said you thought it might be a day for AMC trying to pick up right now?
All right, I'll definitely take a look. Appreciate
trying to pick up right now.
Radar.
Trying to go red to green here.
That's literally what I called out, right? An attempt to come down through the 31, make it look like it's going to crash, and then they spike it back up. Heck yeah, I'm going to be looking for a VWAP bounce play on this one. And let it just pull back here towards 32.50s, and I'll try to get in.
Come on, UPSC. Give us a little bit of a dip by around 190. Come on. Nothing yet so far. That's fine. That's all right. Let's actually take a look. Well, let me take a look at Disney. I haven't done that.
Yeah, actually, and Disney, I kind of think is going to set the stage for us having a decent Friday. We're talking to some of the other pros in the happy hour. One of the things they were saying is that summer Fridays this year have been up days. And on top of that, we also got a really strong Disney earnings print yesterday. So kind of just waiting to see if that carries here.
Yeah, no, for sure. Let's see. Get into that one. Come on, Upstart. Just a quick little bounce. I've got an order ready for you. Just come on.
Oof, a little part of me feels like attacking another entry in DraftKings off the hourly.
Careful, Mitch.
I'm not going to do it. I don't do it off of highs. I don't do it off of highs. This would be a resistance hold, like a pullback to the prior resistance, and then trying to create a new support here. But I've been doing it off the old pattern, the pattern that it broke out of. So that's why I won't do it here, guys. Because if it comes back down to that pattern, next thing you know, boom, guess what I am? A pig.
What are you?
And what do pigs do, guys?
Slaughtered,
my friends. They get slaughtered because you get in the middle, and I do not like being in the middle. I'd rather be a bear or a bull. That pig stuff is what gets me every time.
I hear you.
Real quickly on BIOL, we were talking about really needing it to clear out 104 for it to go higher. Looks like there's some selling resistance right at 90 cents too. So if they do clear that out, you could see a pop here. No position yet. Haven't got any entry trigger on this. Just wanted to kind of check back in since we talked about it pre-market here. At present, looking for a 90 snap, big seller wall there, big upside target 104.
mRNA, what you gonna do, pal? Trying to flirt with that 400 level. Let's see. Upstart. Yeah, it just didn't give us, did not give us the exact dip that we wanted.
All right, I'm gonna look to see if I can attack this AMC now that it's going towards the VWAP. If we did do this one, we want to attack it here close to that VWAP. Close to that 32.50. I think it already touched 32.50 on that last candle.
Yeah, it did.
51. It got really close. I'm looking for it to get below that now. I wouldn't try to get above that level because you could break that low, right? And so you could come back and test this 42. Even if you miss it here, I'd rather be picky when I'm day trading than be like, okay, I'm just going to get in right here at 65. Because then if it comes down to that 42, what do? Usually stop out and you see it bounce right back. So from this level, you got to just set yourself what's your entry. A lot of times I like putting in my limits right now so that you could just kind of either it fills or you let it go. It's okay if the stock just rips out. So I would be putting out an order like probably 32.50s, if not 32.50, 45s right now. But you could get that little push off that 51.
If you got filled, let's just say at 32.45, right? What would your stop loss be?
So you want to go towards what I call the low of the day for me, at least. It could either be this wick, but I like using the bodies more.
Me too.
Because so I would go down towards 32.20.
All right.
Because if it cracked that, it would be breaking down on the day and it'd be down in this area. And if we're down in this area, this looks pretty bearish to me, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I would hold towards that level.
Got it. That's not bad. I mean, you got about a 25-cent stop loss. I think that's what that math comes out to.
Yeah, like a 20-cent stop, 22-cent, and then so you're looking. Let's keep going with that. So if you were looking for a 20-cent stop, I'd for sure be looking for 40 cents. More than likely looking for 60 cents on the reward. I like setting up for 3-to-1 trades.
Sure.
So that means that my reward is going to be 3 times my risk. So it's all about profit to loss ratio when day trading. I think it's very important that if you're going to day trade, you need to keep probability and math on your side and your control. Absolutely. When you stop staying to your profit and loss ratio, that's the moment that you lose control on your probability.
Absolutely. Yeah. For me, I would watch it to sell it around that 33 area because I think that's close to that previous close, and not always. Let me back up. Sometimes can offer support and or resistance. So yeah, if anyone did get in on that trade, that's the area I would look for.
I got some bad news, guys.
What's up? You went ahead and did some of DraftKings, didn't you?
No, guys, we don't have 200 likes. Looks like they don't want to stay in past 10, man.
That's upsetting.
Looks like they don't want us to stay in past 10, guys. Smash that like. Get us up there. We need to get up there. We got over 599 people watching right now. We can hit that like. Let's get it up there. I see 192. Come on. Smash up, team. If you're at work, you can go to the bathroom and hit the like. Don't worry. The boss won't see it.
I love it.
Mitch.
Oh, I know it happens. I know there's those iPad traders right underneath the desk kind of thing. The boss comes by, they're like, whoa, you're not seeing anything.
Have you ever done that? Does Jason need to know anything about anything?
Well, I mean, hey, that's why I'm here trading.
I will say this. I have not done that at Benzinga, but at some former employers where I will not mention.
Well, maybe that's why I work for Benzinga, right?
Exactly. Especially around March Madness. There was very little work on the computer screen.
Yeah.
There was much more other things on that screen, like college basketball, for example, and brackets.
Can't blame you. AMC battling that 33 level.
Yeah, man. This is the level that I was thinking for it to come back up to. So now it's all going to be about the volume. Can we break out in volume right here? So if you look at the bottom, look how the volumes went down a little bit, spiked up a little bit. Let's see if we can get like 500,000 shares to trade through this breakout on 33.
That would be nice. UPST, I'm still looking at it. I was able to grab like a very, very small position on those spikes. And
That was
those
a nice
limit
VWAP
orders.
bounce.
Yeah, and they get guys. We've been mentioning this every single day that we've been on. Keep an eye on those VWAPs. See those levels. Place your limit orders there. Have your stop losses ready. Your bracket orders or whatever. Because look, you get filled, and now it's already at 195. So we're giving you the levels. Just keep an eye on it. Put your limit orders there and get out whenever you need to. Now, if you're in the trade, right about here is where I would get out the 195, 190, and I would leave maybe about 1/4 as a trailing stop, break even, just in case it tries to hit 200 today and you want to get a little bit of a nice ring action there. So I'm going to go ahead and sell actually.
Guys, this is actually really, I'm seeing some really encouraging action. First of all, SPRT, right? Support.com. SPRT broken above its pre-market highs, really, really strong, huge volume here. Again, not in it, a little slow here, was kind of watching this. But I also noticed looking at our macros, we were just talking about the S&P trading down. Futures all have reversed now. VIX is getting crushed. Everything looks like it's going up. Apple is now green on the day after being down a little bit. Upstart continues to go up, 194. mRNA, where is that at? That was above your buy spot of 400, right?
Yep. It keeps flirting with that 400. So that first trade, that first couple of minutes looked nice.
To me, it looks like this one's higher. By the way, Disney doing really good. And also, I was seeing in the chat here, Sunday, who has been killing it recently. Sunday was all over Disney. And Mitch, apparently, she called this long and you didn't agree or something? What's going on there?
I agree. We talked about it.
All right.
We talked about it. I mean, I agree with Disney. At the end of the day, one of the things that I talked about is that you can ask yourself the question, right? What has changed since the last report? What has changed in Disney, guys? Do you guys know?
No.
Streaming movies, man. It's really been kicking butt. The Black Widow from that moment, I think that's what really grabbed them the subscriber that they want, because I even talked about it. I mean, at the end of the day, most families, you get a babysitter nowadays. How much are you going to be spending?
Yeah, no, you're totally right. And speaking of Disney and speaking of mRNA, if you look at the 1 minute, it's higher lows, right? So if you want to get into mRNA right now, you can. It's 401.80. Your stop loss would be about 398. Looking at about a $4 stop loss. Your target at the very least should be about 405. But it is chop seed right now, so you may want to wait for some consolidation. If you want to look for a flag breakout on the 10-minute, you can keep an eye on that.
I'm laughing here because I kind of agree with Super Waves. PDT don't kill my vibe. Don't kill my vibes.
Did I tell you I got an email yesterday saying I was rude about PDT?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. No,
I'm sure you did.
No, okay. No, I didn't.
Hey, man, PDT. I still to this day, I don't understand it.
I will say, I don't
understand it.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
That's just what I'll say. We'll just keep it at that. And I agree with Ryan. We just don't understand it. Let's just
Annie here. I see William was shouting out Annie. Annie, this is a potential trade here. Key level here.
The one I brought up earlier.
Key level here, 469, by the way. Nice, by the way. But as soon as we snap 469, we have some more upside here.
It's an interesting one. The big thing is this one, I think, is trying to offer Bitcoin sympathy. But, I mean, you could look at BTBT. How did that do today? It went up and now has broken down. So just be careful with that. Whenever I look at something in the industry, I want to see the other ones that were leaders kind of continue. If they turn around quickly, you could also see that stock that's trying to catch sympathy turn around also. So I always talk about stories, right? Stories are always good, but stories change, and you have to remember that. And when the stories change, you have to adapt. If not, you get crushed.
I'm trying to see if I should. I'm looking at Disney here.
I'm gonna take a quick sector look here for us. So consumer defensive still leading us. Basic materials up decent amount. So maybe you can look at that. Let me see what is up in basic materials. Looks like silver, copper, and then gold. Aluminum right behind that. You could look at utilities. That's pretty much break even. And then from that point, from the open, we're actually in the red in real estate, communication services, financials, technicals, health. pretty much everything else, guys. So looking like a down day today. And whenever you see consumers defensive lead, Ryan, what does that usually tell you, right?
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to you.
When defensives lead, consumer defensives, that's stock, that sector. What does that usually mean?
I don't know. What are you thinking?
SPY going down. That's
Defense?
usually what it means. Because a lot of times what happens is that what you see in the consumer defensives is people going to these because they're usually less volatile in names. Like if we look at these consumer defensives, you're going to find kind of more value plays.
My bad.
No, it's all good. I mean,
You're not the only person that embarrasses yourself live on stream. And I do it regularly, so I wouldn't even worry about it, my man.
Hey, we're all working through the process. I mean, you guys can always tell me when I'm wrong too. I mean, I'm never gonna.
I don't think you are wrong. I didn't realize that you were talking about some of these type of stocks. I figured it was a different sector.
All right, let's go ahead and let's do a little ticker time here. I know that we always look at our trades, but I want to start doing a little bit more of a ticker time. So right now from 9:51 to 10 a.m. when we usually see those reversals, we're going to go through some tickers from the chat. So you guys nail in some tickers from the chat. And if you guys could do us a favor, like always, smash that like for us getting through these tickers. I'm going to go ahead and I'll take some time here. So you guys throw it in there. Ryan and Zunaid, I know you guys are trying to nail a trade. So you guys keep looking for some trades and I'll try to go through these. If you guys got a mention on them, of course, jump on in. All right, first one up, I'm seeing FSR being mentioned here. So Fisker, what's going on with Fisker today? I mean, if we look at the daily chart, we're definitely retracing towards support. We got a support down there at 1223, but I think right now we're heading closer towards that 14. Let's take a look on the hourly, how we've been looking and where the support could hold. If you see this kind of wick action here, 1432s, that's where I think we're going to get at least 2 today. The big question is, do we get a reversal from that point? Right now, you're seeing the RSI come down towards 22, and it's gone below this line, the 20 line, multiple times. Let's see it go down closer towards a 10 or 15 reading before we really kind of start looking for that trend reversal. I would look for an hourly candle, definitely to give us maybe like a hammer candle at the bottom here. But Fisker right now still on the downtrend. All right, let me go through these stocks because you guys ripped it in there. So let's go ahead. CrowdStrike. I know that they did pretty well, the securities stocks yesterday, but as you can see, look at this from the 10th. That's a hard downturn there. But one thing you did recover well is the 240. So 240 for me would definitely stand out now if we come back and test it. And as you can see, prior support, there was a wick right here also that went to 240. And
real quick, Mitch, on CRWD, I actually really like this sector. I'm bullish on the cybersecurity. When CYBR was down on the earnings report, that was a head scratcher to me. And if you take a look at that chart, you'll see exactly what it did. It reversed immediately. I completely concur with your level here. If you're going to take CRWD long, you trade this against 240. That's your stop. Clear line in the sand here.
Yeah, you can see it on multiple time frames. I always like to do this, guys. So look, do something on an hourly, then look at it on the daily, and then look at it on the weekly. And if it all matches up, that's called multiple time frame support.
Or multiple time frame continuity. You're making our stratters. They're getting excited now. They're getting excited now.
Hey, I don't even know about the strat. So that's just common knowledge that you see there. So that's taking advantage of what really, I mean, technicals are really all about. We'll see if this 240 holds on downside action and we get back up there to 250. That's also a good level too, right? I mean, if we get through that 250 again, we've had multiple times to push out above it. We want to see it recover there. All right, guys, let's keep going. I see D-Dog being mentioned. I'm going to try to go through these a little bit faster so I can go through more of them. D-Dog rip out. I mean, honestly, would you trade this now? I just don't know, but that's a nice breakout, man. Look at that. Look at that, Ryan. 5-minute candles. Look at
nice.
that. Boom.
Look at that thing.
That's a nice breakout. If you got it that one, I mean, Alec, I'll just sit back and I'll ask you about the trade since you nailed it. Let's go ahead. Let's keep going. Next one up. Look at that. I think still ripping. I'd look for maybe a 15-minute pullback, but man, that's still pushing well. Rocket not having a bad day there. Let's take a look here. If you look on the 5-minute, you can see kind of this trend line that it went to, kind of pulled back, went to a support, and then pushed right off of that level here. So 18s, you can see it even a dip in the pre-market where it went slightly below 18. And then right at the gates, you busted through 18.25. This is a perfect trade for a VWAP kind of trade. Whenever you get these nice breakouts, look for those VWAPs to hold, especially if you can get above VWAP, slightly below it. Then when you get up towards the resistance and you come back, you don't even go a cent below it. That's what I'd look for. So it's that push above VWAP, slightly below VWAP. But when you come back up to the resistance and you come back to that VWAP, you can't even break it by a single cent. That shows you strength on that pullback. And then you should look for a breakout through the high. It's exactly what you get on this stock. And then you look for the next level up where you're trying to take your profit in.
Mitch, speaking of Datadog, I know you're on Rocket now, but speaking of DDog, would you do me a favor and flip over to my screen?
Let's do it. Show us what's up.
I talk about this formation all of the time, and I just want to reiterate.
Can you full screen it for us?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Like this?
Yeah.
Boom. I talk about this formation all of the time, right? We call this the floating island. And actually what we want to do is want to put it right here. Let me delete this other one. This is a formation that I see all of the time. And I'll be honest with you, this is probably the formation that resolves to the upside more often than any other formation that I'm used to, right? You have a huge gap up for whatever reason. A lot of times it's earnings or some type of announcement or something like that. You set a range here, right? That's kind of what we got here. We traded up and down. We set a range. The stock comes back in and kind of tests that level. Now in Datadog here, we really kind of pulled a little bit more, pulled about $4 beneath that. Normally that's not the case. It's a little bit less than this. However, when this actually holds in and reverses, the very next move is an attempt to go attack that high that we just put in. This is a tradable formation that I look for all of the time. So, and basically what we're doing, let me go ahead and put the line here. So basically what we're doing is we're trying to capture the movement between 126 and 135. So in the event that this actually breaks beneath this level, your buy signal is to wait on a cross of this level. If you want to be a little bit more conservative, maybe a cross and then a close, although you'll see that actually took away 2 points of your profit. As soon as you know that this level is going to hold and we're going to turn back to the upside, very, very high probability. We're seeing it here in Datadog. To me, to my eye, next stop here is 135. We take that out, we're going higher.
All right. Someone's going absolute ape crazy for AVPT, so I'll take a quick look at that one before they go crazy in our chat here.
Pound in the bottoms. What's going on here?
Yeah, let's just say what I've been telling everybody on SPACs that are going down. Look at the monthly candle, wait for a green candle. I'll just say it like that. We'll be real quick about that one. Let's go ahead. Let's get to the next one here. I'm seeing some other mentions here. Let's go through. We did crowd, Gabriella. Thank you. Let's go to CVS. CVS. What's going on in CVS? Someone wants to talk about it. I did see Rite Aid, I think, do a nice breakout yesterday. So maybe this is trading off the sympathy of that move. I can see kind of a push on up here, trying to get through that 85 and hold, get up there maybe to that 90. Let's take a look here on the 5 minutes, see what we're seeing. Looks like it's on a slight uptrend, just going sideways a little bit here. If you look on the hourly, you can see kind of this approach here that it's just on this uptrend here. The real question is, are you going to get a breakdown towards kind of this closing here, this 84.31? I don't think it has the biggest move, so you got to be careful with the downside action. I mean, it's essentially 50 cents down or 50 cents up. So it's kind of in the middle to me. Nothing that I would attack too much, but it doesn't look too bad there with that 85 if it can scoop back up there through 85.50. But for right now, it's kind of a neutral trade for me. I would just stay watching.
Apple's trying to approach that 149.50. It's about 25 cents off.
You're going to get a 150 test on Apple today. I can say that for sure. Rocket approaching yesterday's highs, 1918. I think we snapped 1918 to the upside. You might have a day trade on your hands here.
Ooh, that looks like a squeeze to me.
That's what I'm saying.
And one of the things is that the hourly chart, guys. This is why I try to use those multi-time frames, because you're going to be able to see those supports clear, and then you can attack longer term support, or you could attack the breakout like Ryan talks about also.
Let's see.
Now the next level for me, important level for me, is 1924. You could even pull it down maybe to 19.10, 19.15. If you see back on the 12th, we actually broke down from this level. It gapped down immediately. It went down towards 18. Let's reclaim that 19. And then you can maybe get up there towards 20 today. That's a big push. I would look for a nice pullback to VWAP on that. All right, let's go ahead. I got one more stock in me that I'll take from the chat here. PLTR. I know this is a big stock being watched, so let's take that one. Let's take a look on the hourly. I was looking for hourly pullbacks today towards 23.50. I actually wanted red day in this stock so I can get in, but that's just me probably being a little bit of picky there. Now, one thing I would definitely say is that it's had trouble to get back above 25. So you see, every time it got back above 25, it kind of failed that level. Let's look for that level to come in with some big volume. You see it here on the 15-minute. Let's see it break that 25 with big volume. Every time it went through that, it kind of went back right below it.
Filled on UPST. Set my limit where I told you guys on that.
Take a look
right above VWAP. I'm not selling it till we get to about 1.
So somewhere in this area, and you're looking for a reward target to the high or 200.
Yeah, no. Definitely just testing the high. I would say about 196.50. 196 is where I'm looking to go at it. And my
what's
stop
our
loss
risk here?
Yeah, my stop loss will be. Let me go ahead and get my chart up here. I want to say about 191.50.
191.
191.50.
All right, so that's right in this area. So what I'm drawing here, guys, is so you guys can see the visual representation of the profit to loss ratio here. So he's risking this little box on the right-hand side to try to get this left box on the profit side. This is what it's all about as a day trader. It's all about probability. You never know when you're going to be right or wrong. You can only set the trading mindset. The trading mindset is all focused on probability and the system that you're trying to obtain. Because at the end of the day, day trading doesn't come down to what system you have, but how well you can execute that one system. Because everybody can find a winning system. I mean, you can find day traders to teach you a winning system. The question is, can you execute that system?
And can you be consistent? Mitch, you were speaking earlier to trading probabilities. That's how you stay consistent. You try to keep those probabilities in your favor.
In your favor. If the moment they get out of your favor, you feel out of control. And that's the one feeling that we want to try to not feel in day trading. You don't want to feel like you're not in, you're always in control, right? We hit the buy and sell. So stay in control with your system.
My sell order did not fill by 13 cents. That's about it. I had it at 196.
Welcome to the life, man. Welcome to the life.
So if you're in the trade, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about half off at 196, then move the other half right at about break even and hope for that 197 plus push. But so far, I still have full position. I did not get filled on the sell. Like I said, it did not quite go to 196.
This is when the trades are the hardest, right? I mean, I'll just talk about it. This is when the trades are the hardest because you're looking at both sides. Of course, your mind's going to be telling you, "Oh man, what if we don't get to that level?" And then what you need to try to always do is have that set plan, like Zunaid's trying to set, and he's just trying to stick to that set plan because if he thinks, the subconscious comes into play. And you shouldn't be thinking once you've taken the execution on entry. At that point, the trade plan should be almost set, and then you should just be trying to work out that trade plan.
And it is tough, right? I mean, it's tough when you're like, oh man, I missed my profit target by 13 cents. Trade, I didn't take it at 195 or whatever, and now here I am just breaking even on the trade. Like, yeah, it sucks. It really does. But again, I don't want to say it's cost of doing business, but that's just unfortunately how the markets work, right? Sometimes you'll get saved like that on your stop losses. I've had that happen plenty of times. So it's just, proper risk reward, trade like a robot, and you'll be just fine. Hard to do, but if you can.
I was going to say, easier said than done, but that's what we face every day as traders, right? That's what we face every day. And that's one of the reasons why doing it in a community actually makes it easier, at least in my opinion. If I have other things to bounce my ideas off, I got you two guys to keep me honest and make sure I don't do something stupid, slap me around when I'm talking about buying stuff, that like wish that's dumb or whatever. So, I mean, there's a lot of
one of the reasons why I draw these squares. I used to do this when I day traded. And especially when I day traded live in front of everybody, this is what I tried to do. to keep myself to my plan. Because if I'm setting that plan, setting that risk, setting that profit, what I would do is the squares would tell me when to take profit or to stop out. And then so you see that if you see the stock go through that level, there you go.
Thank God. I was going to be very upset. All right, so I'm out half at 196. Now I'm going to set my other half stop loss at 192.80, I think was my entry on this one. The goal will be 198 to get rid of another half, and then the rest I'm going to go ahead and let it ride, then see how the day goes. I'm hoping for 200, but let's see. Let's see if that even happens. But Apple broke below VWAP, bounced right back up. No good read for me. What are you thinking here, Ryan? If anything,
I got higher lows in the 5-minute. I still think we do the 150 test, so I'm not really concerned unless we break those day lows that we had out of the open. To be quite honest with you, so right now if you made me guess, I'm saying we still have a 150 test on deck today. So I
hear you. Let's see how SPY is kind of chopping on the 10.
Let's take a look at the SPY. Let's take a look at the Qs. Looks like we're getting a 10 a.m. reversal signal there on the SPY. So I want to see that low right now on the 1 minute hold. So if you take a look here at the SPY, we came down right near that 10 a.m. right to this mark. The low is 445.07. So to me, as long as that number doesn't break down on the low side, we can get a reversal here on the SPY and go bullish. We want to really get it above VWAP, of course. That's kind of usually a line in the sand, but we don't want to definitely see it break that low, because if we're used to 10 a.m. reversals, we want to see it hold those levels and start getting that bullish trend. Let's take a look at the Qs. This was very important to me. I talked about it for tech. And look, you got a 945 push up, then a 10 a.m. pull down to the VWAP, and now we're holding that VWAP. Let's see if we start pushing towards the 370s. This could really reverse technology. You see how we're only in the red 0.04 right now. If you look here, this is kind of my index that I use for technology, thanks to TC. But one of the things you can clearly see is multiple resistance tries here to get above these levels. The real question is, can we hold now above that level, get back above the 200-day on this 15, and then start pushing back up there? That's what I'll be looking for. It's pretty good, strong right now.
Looking to see what to do. I want to get a YOLO in, but I can't get a good read. One of the ones that I'm looking at is a 740 on Tesla, but it's below VWAP, and I don't like doing that. The other one would be Apple 149.50s, but I don't know. So I'm looking. I'll let you guys know if I get into anything. But those are
Ryan, you got a shout out. They love your strat interviews, my friend.
Yeah, I know.
Nice.
Those were great. Those were great. I love that crew. I love that crew. You know, I don't use that. I don't use the strat by itself in my own trading, but I've actually adopted tenets of that trading strategy and applied them to my own existing system. So they're great. The interviews are great. It's a really, really easy system for someone to get started with. So definitely check those out. A lot of really awesome people too.
Come on, hit 198 for me. Come on.
I'm actually going to go to the Strat meetup. I think it's Memorial Day.
I'm out half at 198.
Sunday, Rob Smith, you got it, Buffalo.
If you were in that UPSC, I got out another half at 198. Now the rest, I'm not even watching it. If it hits, it hits.
Upstart.
Yeah, sorry, UPST. So I'm out of, what is that? I don't even know the math on it.
Yeah, let me get to this chart here.
Out of 75%, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so let's go back to this trade. This is the trade that we drew out here.
Bounce off the VWAP.
VWAP was entry. The circle is kind of your entry. Look, you see this first box here to the left. That's the first profit. Now he's trying to take that second profit. Are we out on that second profit yet?
Yeah. I took a 196 and I took it at 198 again. So yeah.
Boom. That's how you do it. Now
the rest is going to be a test of 200. I'll get out another half. But
At this point,
let's see.
Zunaid, I would love to ask you: Do
What's up?
you risk down to your risk at this point, or you break even?
Oh no, break even. No, break even.
Boom.
Break even.
I like that.
And
I
here's
like
why.
that.
Here's why break even, because my whole point was to make sure my stop loss was below VWAP. As the stock has gone up, so has the VWAP, right? So it's almost kind of like your stop loss should be going up and up and up and as well. So if I was exactly following those rules, my stop loss would be about $1 or $2 below VWAP. But with this stock, it can it's flying all over the place, if you will, in terms of how quick it can move. I'm sticking to break even, which for me is 191.80. Excuse me, 193.80. And that's the way we're gonna play it.
All right. Well, you guys give Zunaid some props in the chat, nailing down there a live trade for us. You guys smash the like and support us as we broke down that trade completely. And as you guys can see it there, it worked out. You know, it's not always going to be that way, but at the end of the day, we don't worry about if it's going to work out. We take the trades based off the system and the execution. From that point on, hey, we see what we get.
Yeah, I think I'm 2-2 today, but like that risk reward really helps you, right? Like I think I won one on mRNA, I lost one on mRNA. Can't remember the other one that I had, but that's why you go ahead and have your risk reward. So you can. I think I said this yesterday. I lose about 60% of my trades, if not more. But it's that risk reward that really helps me stay in the game.
It's hard not to take that little hourly low there on DraftKings.
Yeah, it is.
I'm literally like just sitting on my hands right now, guys. Sitting on them. But I don't mind it. I mean, at the end of the day, this is what I want to see. The pattern continue. When stocks just continuously make patterns and they just repeat. Those are the best stocks to trade, guys.
Yeah.
Because they're just going to give you that consistency. And that's why I always look at sometimes the stock itself and I'll be like, well, does it trade on patterns? Does the daily chart, is it clean?
Yeah.
That's that approach. Is it a clean chart? Have you ever heard that? I don't know if you guys have heard that.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Is the chart clean? You know, because I mean, if it's a super gappy chart, like let's say Sony, I've always wanted to have this one, but I don't know how the hell to get in this thing, man. And look at this gappy chart, yo.
Yeah, that's a tough
Yeah,
one.
no, that's impossible to trade. There's
right.
I mean,
it's just so hard, right, Ryan? Like you just have to guess and then try to work your average.
Just feels like a bunch of dots that people just put in. It's not
and that's one where I'm trying to do this over the long term, right? That's a position that I'm going to size into slowly and kind of work that over the long term. I like the term that you use there, work that. That's how you would trade that one.
It's a tough one.
But guys, TIRX here setting up. This is actually a trade right through 6. I'm sorry, it's a little bit later here than I normally like. The first spot was 590. It took that out. It took 6 out. Now we're looking at a day high of 623. A lot of volume interest in here. To me, I don't know. I feel like this might not be done for the day. The easy break here was 6. That came fast and came quick, but TIRX, you definitely watch this one. This is now approaching day highs here.
All right, guys, I think we got about 7 minutes left here, guys, and then we'll be getting into a great interview. It's going to be multiple stocks, guys, so definitely stay tuned for that. We got about 7 minutes left here. Just wanted to give Ryan and Zunaid the warning so that if we want to talk about anything, we'll bring it up. You guys let us know in the chat if you guys got a great winner today. This is the time where I want to hear if you're a day trader, you nailed one today, let me know in the chat. Hey, you don't have to let me know how much money you made. You don't have to let me know even the percentage. I would love to hear entries and exits so I can point them out to other traders and maybe we learn from your trade itself.
Did you want us to give us our final thoughts? Is that what you wanted?
Yeah, you can start it if you want.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. A couple of things. Homework for the weekend, right? Whatever charts you're looking at, go ahead and clean it up, right? Take out the EMAs, take out everything. And if I were you, I would only put the VWAP on and then see how it behaved with the VWAP. So look at any chart that kind of had a nice uptrend throughout the day, then go ahead and put the VWAP on it and see, cool, here's what my risk was. Here's what my reward could have been. Yes, it's a trade that coulda, woulda, shoulda, hindsight, but I'm trying to show you that, hey, VWAP it's a great tool to use. And you can then next time, if you see upstarts, your Disneys, your whatever, you can try to place that VWAP on there and trade it live like we do here. So that's something I would do. Pull up 50 charts, put the VWAP on there and see which stocks respect the VWAP and have a notation on it. That way, the next time you're pulling it up, you have a journal that says, hey, last time this respected it, and keep track of those, because that's what's going to help. Because not every stock will respect VWAP, but a lot of them do. If you can identify those, you'll be doing well for yourself. So that's the homework I'd give for the weekend.
I think that's good. One of the things I'm looking for, we talked about it quite a bit today. We're looking for the Apple 150 test. I still think that's on deck here. Take a look at Square, right? Take a look at Square. The sold off right out of the open, immediately got bought back up. I actually really like this company. This would have been a great day trade to hit with options too. Interesting look here. And then also, speaking of homework, Zunaid, I love the homework idea.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Home Depot's earnings next Tuesday. All right, we kind of talked about that at the beginning here. I am expecting that number to be a good one. I want to see how that trades, and then I also want to watch PLTR for the rest of the day. So we got Apple, PLTR, and then looking ahead to next week, HD, Home Depot.
I love it. And keep an eye. I think Lowe's may also, because I was prepping our earnings graphic or whatever with Jen, giving her the info. I believe Lowe's reports as well. I don't know which one reports first, which one reports second, but something that I like to do is also like take a look at which one the first, how it behaves, and kind of trade off of that. But we can talk about that next week. Kind of like those sympathy plays, right? But I like it though. I definitely like it.
And so, Zunaid, just to kind of clean that up a little bit, Lowe's is the day after Home Depot, right? So here, I just went to Lowe's ticker, checked out our calendar. It is the day after Home Depot. So
what does that do when the stock has that close of earnings? And there's
Lowe's and Home Depot are similar, so we're trying to see if there's any sympathy in Lowe's trade based on what we hear from Home Depot. Sometimes what they say in the conference call or the questions that the analysts have can be applied to other similar companies.
Absolutely. No question about it.
Yeah, definitely. I always pay attention to that. Like, let's say the open was a great earnings and it showed Zillow that, hey, what's going on with Zillow? You know, I mean, if open can do well, why is Zillow doing poorly right now? So we'll keep watching. This is what it's all about. I always like to find what I call the laggard trade. And one of the things that you can do is to find the laggard trade. What you want to do is be looking for sentiment and big breakouts. Don't always focus on just the hype stock. This is one thing that I taught myself to do, because whenever I tried to trade that hype stock, what did I do? I always got caught. I got caught in the pump, and then I realized, why did I even look at that one? No, I want to trade the next one, the one that's going to come and break out off of sympathy because of that move. This is what I think I learned from day trading, really. And now that's why I probably more swing trade and invest, is because at the end of the day, I mean, there's always turnarounds of stories. So one thing you need to do is try to find that next play, not necessarily the play that's ripping right now.
Absolutely.
And so real quick, Sunday is here. Ryan, Square still hasn't broken the daily previous high, but it's still chopping around the previous month's price range. Chop. I want to see it break high or low of yesterday's range. That's a really good point, Sunday. The trade today that we saw in Square was the hold of yesterday's low, right? As soon as we were trading back down here, as soon as we started to reverse, we realized that low wasn't in. This is going to be your first leg of this trade. Now, to your point here about the next spot here. Let me make sure I get it right. It's moving around so fast. I'm sorry. I want to see it break the high or low of yesterday's range. So what you're talking about is right here, 272 snap to the upside. I absolutely think that sends it. Looks like our next resistance is going to be at 275. So here we are at 271. This is going to be close. So previous weeks, not month. Sorry. Doing my best to go with the scrolling chat here. I'm not as good as Mitch. Mitch has got some really quick eyes on that.
All right, guys, we're gonna be wrapping up soon here, about 1 minute, 2 minutes here. We've had a great trading day. You guys support us. Hit that like. I want to see us get to 400 likes. Hold on, I gotta check pre-market prep, because I said that I want to be pre-market prep every single day here, guys. So if Spencer's not going to ask for the likes, I will ask for the likes. You guys smash that, support us, get us on up there to 400. We're going to be back and doing this next week. And who knows? Do you guys want to see more live trading? Do you guys need us on Monday, Tuesday? Let us know. Hit us up in the comments below. That's going to go ahead and help us. Up next, guys, we're going to have a great Trading Show. This is brand new. Something that we want to do is get you guys some more information on stocks you probably haven't heard of. So definitely stay tuned, guys. It's starting up right now. We're going to get you on over to that. You got Worksport, you got Vox Royalty, you got Wrap Technologies. Definitely stay tuned, guys. We'll take you right over there. This is going to redirect over there. I'll see you guys next week.
Have a great weekend.
Zunaid,
Do your homework, baby.
Do your
do that
homework.
homework.